We are live,
Mm.
and we've got three of us starting right away today. We have Coach Ibrahim with us.
This way. Woo!
Thanks for being on with us.
Yeah.
So what we've been doing with some of these videos that we've done in the past is teach a little bit of content and then bring somebody on and maybe talk about that content or talk about something else. But in this case, we just want you to start. We just want you to get going, because every time you talk gives us ideas, and we just want to hear what you have to say as you're frozen on the screen, or at least for me.
Yeah.
He's frozen for you too?
He is.
All right, well, just go ahead and speak for what you think he'd be saying right now. Oh, here he is. Oh man, that was close. Michelle was about to step in for you there. So we just want you to start talking.
Yeah.
We're talking about coaching. We're talking about fears. You know, this process for you. Every time you talk, man, wisdom comes out. So.
Yeah. So with fear is a big one, a really big obstacle. It's very massive. And I even had fear showing up here, right? It was, is it going to be good enough? All the internal thoughts and the dialogue, the judgments. And just through doing this work, I've been able to create space. Enough space where I can look at those thoughts and overcome them. And I changed the meaning of what fear and what doing it wrong, and I don't want to make this person look bad or myself look bad, to showing up is the win, right? Showing up is the win. Changing my definition of what winning is, what success looks like. And creating that space and that acceptance with it. So there's this really beautiful quote this martial arts fighter he uses, and I want to share that with you. It's when you have the tools of what to do and you keep going, it's a cycle, right? You don't see a lot of growth. But if you continue to go, you'll eventually break the cycle. And it's very powerful because he's speaking it in his language in Portuguese. So it's kind of this like broken English, but you get the essence of it. And that's what happens. You break through. You break through by staying committed, staying convicted into doing this work. And that's what it's all about. The conviction. I was thinking about when I first got sold on you as a person, Sean. When I very first got sold on you as a person, it was as if your mouth had shut off and your body took over. And the cool thing about that is you can't see what your body's doing. We can. Your intention is behind it, but that's for us. And you had the goods, you had the stuff, and you were really reaching out to help. And you did this subtle head tilt. It was a shift in your head. And I said, this guy's after it. He's here to help. And from that point on, I just made the commitment to myself to trust that, right? To trust that, and to leave and dive into the the 5-day ECCP event. The live event.
You changed the energy.
You guys
of the
still
room.
with me?
Yeah, you're good. We can hear you the whole time. The video froze just a little bit, but You showed up and changed the energy of the room, the fabric of the place.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you want me to talk more about my experience at ECCP, my story, or just
Before that,
continue?
yeah, I'd love to hear that. But
Yeah.
before that, you mentioned fear, and one of the things that I dislike is that we're taught that fear is false evidence appearing real. And that makes for a really cute meme and quote and affirmation, and it's not true. That fear is not just false, and it's not it's not anything that we can just fake our way through and clear. You know, we can power through our fears sometimes, but the idea that fear is false evidence is something I have a problem with, because fear is real evidence. And when we tell people that fear is false evidence, then, well, then what's this I'm feeling in my body then? What I understand the essence of the quote, which is that we don't have to succumb to the fears and we don't have to necessarily chase the thoughts and so forth. But I think we actually do a disservice when we tell people that fear essentially isn't real, that it's not based on like real evidence. So you mentioned fear coming on and wanting to just do right by yourself and by your name. And I know you've kind of danced with fears in many different areas of your life. So whatever comes to your mind, like what is it that you've understood about fear as it relates to you and your past experiences, or what have you done to be able to move through them or move with them to create a lot of the things that you've created?
100%. I'll tell you a very recent story at work. And fear is real. There is talk, and then there is reality. And fear is like a bucket of cold water. When it hits you, you either step up or you go silent, right? That fight or flight, that is real. And a lot of times you don't perform when you want to perform because it's the spotlight's on you. And what are you going to do? The thoughts are running. What are you going to do? And I had a moment like that where I had to step up and confront aggression inside of me to my boss. And I had to do it in a way where he got the point. And I had to manage and push through that fear. And for a man admitting that you're hurt, that what would happen, it actually hurt you like emotionally, is very tough to do. But that's what I needed to do. And I did it. I was able to control how I was feeling and tell him, look, this hurt me, these words. And his reaction to it pushed him back a few steps back. And he said, Ibrahim, I'm 43 years old and I'm not able to do what you just did. And that was more of a sweet victory, if you would, a sweet taste to hear him to control and manage those extreme emotions, to confront them. And I was just so grateful. It was just one of those moments where you're just grateful that you stepped up, and it built a new pathway to continue to step when fear is present. Because like in chess, there's only one piece can only occupy that spot. Only one piece can occupy that spot. And when fear is present, you have to step. You have to step, because fear will disappear when you're there, because you're the truth. You're the truth. And fear is it's this elusive, beautiful creature that you have to dance with. You have to dance with it. It's gonna keep showing up. It's like, this isn't the end. It's like those Fast Furious series. They're gonna keep coming out. They're not stopping. They're gonna keep coming.
Sunny.
So I've really I've built up enough of the muscle to confront fear. Just enough muscle to confront fear, to say, okay, we've done this dance before. We've done this dance before. And you know that I'm stronger than you.
You know that I know. I love it.
Mm.
Yeah, that's so powerful. Just step. When fear is present, step. And I think the majority of us believe that fear shouldn't be present, and that if it is, that we can't step until it goes away. And what you're saying is you step. And then with the chess analogy, then when you step, then fear can't be there on your step. It might be right ahead of you. It might jump into another box, right? Into another square, but it can't actually stop us unless we like our thoughts can't actually stop us from doing anything. We can have all the thoughts that we have and still take action. We can have all the feelings in our body, the butterflies or the fears or whatever we label it, and still take action. So that message is extremely powerful, that the answer when fear shows up is to step into it, step anyway, and to build those muscles. Like you said, you now have the muscles to confront it. You don't have the ability to make sure it never shows up. You have the muscles to confront it. That's a really important and powerful perspective.
Yeah. I think we're the leader. And I think to what you're saying, Ibrahim, we forget that we're the leader, right? We step and then fear follows us. Like we're the one that's actually in charge here. We're the one that's stepping. We just temporarily forget that when we turn around and see fear there. Yeah. It's us. It's following us. So we're the one in charge.
That's right. And if you step back and look at it, it gives you the recipe to be courageous. Right? I need that fear. Come. And when you embrace it, like you're gonna be here. I need you to display the virtue of courage, a courageous leader. When you desire to act in courage, when you admire figures in history who've done things, right? Who've acted out. It was courage. They stepped up. And I've been pulling people's brains apart with this question. I said, what makes a superhero a superhero? Tell me, what makes a superhero a superhero? Take away his powers, his ability. It's the courage that he has to step up. Because when you take that element away, when I strip that away from him, he's a regular man. His powers, his superpowers are meaningless. Give me the courage. That's what I want. So this lights me up. I love this because you need the fear to be present. You need to have your nerves shaking a bit. You need the thoughts, the doubts, and then to step anyway. To step anyway.
Yeah, step anyway. So you mentioned coming to ECCP. You've been to 2 live ECCPs.
Yeah.
And I said earlier you stepped in and changed the fabric of the room by how you showed up and what you did and what you shared and how you contributed. And it's been just an amazing pleasure for us to get to watch that.
Yeah.
And you've been going at it, man. You've been really committed to coaching and increasing your skills, your ability, and your service on the planet. So I'd love to hear anything you want to share about that journey for you over the last couple of years.
Absolutely. ECCP was the greatest investment in myself. It gave me that. It was like this, like a training ludus. There's this scene where you go. in this series, but they got the tools. They got the tools to learn how to do battle. These gladiators. You get the tools to learn how to do battle, because you come with spirit, you come with desire, you come with, I just really want to help. I just really want to help, but I don't quite have the certainty to do so. I feel like I don't quite have what I need to go out and withstand the storms. I don't have it yet. And when you're present with the people who show up to ECCP, what you get is you get family, right? In the series, they called it a brotherhood. Like you're in. This is the brotherhood. They had a special like handshake. I want you guys to see. Like they shook hands differently. There was this like it was a commitment. It was a commitment to serve. And I'm thinking now, why it's so strong is because service is pure. Service is pure. I'm putting your wants and needs ahead of my own. So if you think of pure service, and we're all coming together for purity, this is the strongest bond of the connections that I've made with people. This is amongst the strongest. And it's because we've came for a pure purpose. If that makes sense. That thought just came to me, why it's so tight. Because you'll hear this is like family, but it's so. But ECCP, it's really like family.
Yeah.
And so I think it's like, you got those wandering souls. They're like wandering around wanting to do good. And then they find themselves in this environment of other people who want to help. And so there's this thread that really links you guys together, and you always know that this person is trying to help. So you get that extra. It's always more than what you want. You can't put words to it. You don't put words to it. It's actually more than what the mouth is capable of doing. It actually is. The greatest, I guess, the trying to sell something, it comes from your body. When I got my first client, I knew it didn't come out of my mouth. I was talking, but I remember how my body was moving. I remember how my body was moving. I was moving and pivoting, because you have to feel it. You have to feel it. And that's what you get. You get these group of people that they want to go deeper than the surface. They want to go deeper than the surface. They say, give us 5 days of deep dive. Okay, these are my people here. Right? These are my people here. You want to sign up for 5 deep dive days, right? So you're like, these are my people. It's like the people, not the Marines, not the Navy SEALs. I think they're Navy SEALs, but they signed up voluntarily. Like you guys want to do this. You guys are sacrificing your time, your money, your mental energy for training to be better people. These are my people here. These are good, solid people here. So I love them. Come and grow. And I say, I remember you when you came in and the questions you asked. And the good thing is they're supported here. You support good people. You actually really support good people. You provide the foundation for good people to get the strength and the certainty that they need to do the work that they're called to do.
That's everything. I love how you said when you got your client, it wasn't because of what came out of your mouth. It was what came out of your body. And we talk about embodied confidence and certainty, and conviction is a word you used earlier, all the time. And was there a time when you recognized that you had that conviction and the certainty in your body?
Oh yeah. There was you used, I work out a lot, and you use an analogy which made it possible for me, but I didn't quite have it yet. And you were talking about how when your past, when you went bankrupt and you had to build it up, and how you found your certainty through the seeker work and the whole build up phase. And I said, oh, he has the recipe. He has the recipe. There is a recipe. And I knew that I needed the recipe. I needed the recipe. It's a freedom. It's a sense of freedom that you can throw whatever you want at me. I can handle it. I can handle it. And I saw that I was doing this is such a cool experience. I love telling this because it was so cool. I was doing a coaching call, and I was presented with an issue that was bigger than me. When I say bigger than me, I felt like I couldn't handle it. I said, oh, this one's gonna swallow me up. Right? I was tested. And my body said, no, not now, no. And so my ears perked up, my eyes got focused, my body, it stepped up. It stepped up. And I was able to listen, to focus, to be present at a level I've never been present at. And it said, Ibrahim, you won't drop this client. You won't drop this client. And at that moment, I realized that I had access to a skill set that couldn't be taught. It was internal. This was internal. And I realized that I had me, right? I had stepped out beyond my comfort zone. And the body took over. The body said, I got you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I got you. So there was that moment was confirmation that even though my head was telling me one thing, the body had a different story. Yeah, there was a different story. It said you're not gonna drop in, and it literally, like, it shifted. Everything came in alignment here, and I was able to serve. I was able to serve because I was panicking. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful for that experience, because that gave me roots that even though I think that things will go bad, I'll have a story, judgments of myself, of how I did or didn't do, and the client thinks this. It gave me stability to know that I will go out there, I will do the best I can to serve the client. And the rest, I mean, you teach the rest. They have the solutions with them. Like, all the principles are there. You just have to experience it. And then you're sort of reverse engineering and saying, Sean knows what he's talking about. And, it's all falling into place. So you sort of learn the lesson, and then you can unbraid it and sort of match the lesson. Say, oh, that's it.
Man, that's everything. When the head is panicking and the body just takes over. And you can only get that kind of certainty through practice and studying and dissecting and really understanding the science underneath it all. I know you are just a phenomenal student and studier of the work and what it takes to be a coach, but what it really means to change behavior. And I just couldn't be any more proud, and I just admire the way you go about this work and this transformation. I mean, you truly are an agent of transformation. You've been through all 3 levels of our certification program, which, it's useless unless you put it to work.
Right.
And that's what you've done, is really put it to work. And for that, I know you've had a bunch of shifts in your own life, in relationships, in many ways, and the clients that you have and all the people that you've connected to and with and supported, not just in this community, but in so many other communities. So it's a real true honor to have you in our space and on the video with us. Michelle, is there anything you want to ask or say while we have him here?
I mean, I just love him. I love you, Ibrahim. Yeah. And I love your commitment to the journey. Actually, I do have a question. Was there a moment before you made the commitment that you weren't sure? Like, was there a time that you were uncertain about stepping forward and if this was the next best step for you? And if so, like, how did you know? How did you make that step?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've had doubts. Just the fear of wasting time, not in where I want to be,
Right.
but and that's scary. That scares a lot of people. Like the fear of I should be here, I'm not there. So much hasn't worked for me. I'm stuck. I'm spread thin. I got so much going on. And what I had to do was it was trust your instincts.
Mm.
Trust your instincts. Really reflect on who you are and who speaks to you. And Sean spoke to me. Michelle, you guys spoke to me. And I had to, it's not easy. There's a saying, you have to do your own push-ups.
Right.
You have to do your own push-ups. And you guys gave me the push. You gave me the opportunity. And that's what everyone has to do. Everyone has that process to go through, that uncertainty, the confusion, the doubt, and to get to a point. I'll say it if you haven't heard it. It's okay to be confused. It's okay to be uncertain and to make the decision scared. It's okay. It's okay. But not making a decision is a decision. And I know it's not the right one. You make the most of it. You really make the most of your decision. Like, you guys gave me the tools. You gave me the tools. You gave me the tools. You gave me the confidence. You gave me the certainty. You gave me the conviction in myself that I could weather any storm. That's what you guys instilled in me. The belief in myself. That's spirit. That's spirit. Right? That trumps the realization of that belief, trumps the techniques and strategies. Without the belief, the conviction that you can do it, none of the other stuff, they don't hold the weight. They're important. You need that. But without that belief, that spirit to show up and to have a space that says it's okay for you to feel how you feel. It's okay for you to be in the position that you're in. That's that's the value. That's the value within yourself. But trust yourself. Take a step, and I promise you, you'll know to take another step. You'll know to take another step. You'll know. You'll know.
Take a step.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, it really is that simple. And having the support, like you said, and understanding that you're not alone, and just having people around you is so critical to remind us of that, but then allow us to feel somewhat safe in taking that step. Not that it won't be potentially scary, but people have your back. You know, you got a community, like you said, and we can just keep taking steps. Man. Well, listen, brother, I appreciate you coming on. As always, every time you open your mouth to speak, I'm listening. And I know a lot of people are listening, and a lot of people are transformed every time you talk about your story and your philosophies. And I hope you really get that. I hope you really, truly get how influential and inspirational and transformational you are.
I appreciate that. I thank you guys for having me on, and I will see you guys when I see you guys.
Yes, we'll see you soon at some point. For sure. Thank you, my man. I appreciate you.
Bye, guys.
All right. Take care.
Yay.
Man, I know. It's always so fun to hear from Ibrahim specifically, but just anybody talking about the other side of taking action and feeling those fears and leaning into it. It's everything. It's everything. So any of you watching, if you haven't heard, we've got ECCP coming up. That's what Ibrahim was talking about. It's a 5-day all online course. If you have any questions, you can let us know. You can go to coachshansmith.com/ECCP and check it out and see if it's a good fit for you. It's what Ibrahim stepped into. It's what he was talking about, going into an environment and really, truly deep diving into this whole world of transformational coaching. And you can't do that without your own life changing. I mean, you just can't. You can't be swimming in the ocean of transformational coaching and not get wet. So you will have shifts because that's part of the process. And we've designed everything in this course for what we know it takes for clients, or coaches rather, to become really, truly transformational agents. So if any of that aligns with your purpose and your mission and what you desire on the planet, then check it out. And if you have any questions whatsoever, then let us know. And we hope to see you there.
Man, yeah, and get to the place where you don't have to worry as much about the words that you say, because your body delivers the message.
I love that.
Yeah.
Let your body become your salesperson.
Amen. So good.
Yeah. All right, everyone, take care. We'll talk to you soon. See you in another video.
Bye.